Hey guys, Archie Luxury, live streaming now. Live streaming, guys. I'm live streaming. It's all going on, guys. I gotta tell you, man. It's coronavirus has hit. Oh my God! I've been to the Goldie. Goldie is dead. You've got other disasters happening there all over the place. It is bad news. It's bad news, guys. It's bad news. Believe you me, guys, it's fucked. It's really fucked. That's the way it's gone, guys. Coronavirus is everywhere. It's going to devastate the world. Rolex prices could go down. Sell now. Yeah, I got to tell you, man, this whole situation, Rolexes could soar in price, but Rolex could become the new currency. This is the way it is. This is what could happen there. We're on a bit early today. I was just trying a new format. I just in a new format there. Yeah, I was a little bit down there yesterday, but I'm getting better. Guys, don't. You just have ups and downs. You know, this is just how life is. Life isn't always beautiful. It ain't always fucking a bed of roses. It ain't always brilliant, you know. It can sometimes get really fucking nasty. I gotta tell you, man, it is very tough. It's very tough. Very, very tough. What can I say? What can I say, guys? It's hard. It's all Yankee Doodle, $5. Should watches coming from China be hosed down and disinfected? 14-day quarantine, guys. 14-day quarantine. That's what I would be saying, guys. It's nasty stuff. Very nasty indeed. It's hard. I gotta be honest with you guys. The world is a vicious place. We ain't seen nothing yet. I got a feeling that Rolex and luxury watches will become the new commodity. It'll be the new Bitcoin. It'll be the new Bitcoin because people will want to get out. Apparently, a Pepsi will get you out of Wuhan. This is what I've been told unofficially on the side by a friend of a friend of a friend. Government officials, people in the military will accept. They will accept Rolex to get out. That's right, guys. I gotta be honest with you. It's already, this is very serious times we live in. It's time to stock up with Rolex. Stock up with the Rolex. That's what I would be doing, is stocking up. Buy more Rolex. Buy more Rolex. That's what I would honestly say to you. Buy more Rolex. It is all with Rolex. I gotta be honest with you, man. Rolex! It's Rolex. Rolex, Rolex, Rolex. That's what I honestly think the answer is. Rolex, 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 Rolex. I honestly think Rolex is the answer. Rolex. Rolex, Rolex, and more Rolex. That's what I want to see. Rolex. It's Rolex. I do love my Rolex. Rolex is the answer. The answer, my friend. Rolex! Rolex! It's Rolex, man. I gotta tell you. Rolex is the answer. That is the answer. It's Rolex. I don't know whether they'd take Steel Pateks. Steel Sports Pateks. Okay, here we go. Yankee Doodle. Yankee Doodle. Are Asians into Patek at all? Is it all Rolex? Look, sophisticated collectors are. In Singapore, they're much more into Pateks than pussy. They really do like the Pateks. China is a new luxury market. It needs time for it to change to Patek. See, eventually, it's like any market, like Louis Vuitton. They want LV, they want all the brand name shit. Then eventually they realize it's gauche, to wear all these brand names all over the joint. It's gauche. It's very gauche. It's gauche. So I gotta be totally honest with you, man. You gotta realize this. It is very, very, very gauche. Gauche. I gotta tell you, man. I gotta tell you. I really do want. I really do want this coronavirus to be over. I want it to be over. I don't like this coronavirus. I went out there, I got a friend of mine in Singers, and she asked me if I could get some masks and hand cream, and masks and, what's that shit? You know, hand wash? You know, the gel. Dettol. What's that? Instant hand sanitizer. She said, can you get me some? Guess what? Fuckaroonies! Sold out! Sold out, fuckers! They're sold out! Sold out! That's right! Why are they sold out? Because it's the Gigants, you know, the Chinese buyers. They bought everything. The Gigants have bought everything. It's no nonsense. This is very serious. I kid you not, guys. The Gigants have bought everything. It's terrible. It's all happening, man. The Gigants. I gotta tell you, I would not be traveling Hong Kong, Singapore, Thailand. Don't go there. It's dangerous now. I went to the Gold Coast. It is dead. It is dead. It is really, really dead. Goldie, the Goldie is dead, man. It's all dying. It's dead. It ain't looking too good. Okay, let's just say that. It ain't looking too fucking good. It's terrible, man. I gotta be totally honest with you. It is nasty shit. Clive, fist to the Clivers, man. Come on, guys. We got the Rancher. Hey, Rancher, how are you?
Good. Speaking about things that are dead, I thought I'd come on to your channel.
Hello, Rancher.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Talk to me, Rancher. What's happening?
Speaking about things that are dead, I thought I'd come by and visit your channel.
I don't know why your volume is so low. Why is it so low? Is it only me?
How about now? Is it any better?
No. I'll try. How about now?
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do.
Say it again.
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
it might have been my controller here. The Cellini. What the fuck has happened to that Cellini? Is that your Cellini? Tell me the avatar. What happened?
You know, I was actually looking at it. It's available close to me, but nah. It's amazing though. It's platinum, mother of pearl dial, and I could pick it up locally for like 6,000.
Ooh. Platinum. If it was Patek, you know, that would be like a 5196 and it would be crazy money, but it's not. If my auntie had balls, she'd be my uncle. Very quickly, Barrel and Blue, £20. Pontiff, I'm in the middle of downsizing my collection and getting rid of independents like Reese and a few limited edition Speedies. I'm thinking of settling on a white ceramic Daytona and calling it quits. Thoughts? The only problem is you're going to get absolute bottom price unless you sell this shit yourself. So you want to try and maximize, and you're buying into one of the most overhyped watches possible. That's the only thing. You're selling everything low, and then you're buying into a super hyped.
Oh, Archie, I can't believe it pains me to say this, but I agree with you.
I mean, I would say, like, if you went into, say, for example, you went into a bar, like, what the problem is, you're selling everything off wholesale. You're going to be getting, like, are you doing a trade with a dealer, or what are you doing? Because dealers wouldn't really, I don't know if they even want
no,
that.
A dealer will look at you like I used to look look at Garbage Fire. They will want to fuck you coming and going.
I got to be totally honest with you. If you could sell it off yourself, maybe. I think there's better buys. I personally, look, who am I to say anything, okay? Because the ceramic Daytona, we could look back and say, geez, I can't believe we could get them for 30 US. You know, I would say myself, perhaps, I think there's some bargain watches there. What are some bargains? Like, I'll give you an example. I think some bargains are some, you know, even some AP Royal Oaks. The Roos are actually down a lot. You know, you've got a Roo, Clive, you know,
yes.
Offshore. Look, I would say, I think like the Calatravas, they're really soft compared to how they used to be. To give you an idea, I just spoke to a guy this morning. He wanted to buy a 5127, so that's a Patek that I got, okay, and a dealer offered this guy 14,000 Canadian for it. And now that watch is selling for about 18.5 US with box and papers. So this one wasn't box or papers. So the thing is, there are some buys I would be choosing, but the ceramic Daytona, I think ceramic Daytona is very bulletproof. You could stay with it, and look, if you just want one ceramic Daytona and just keep it and don't, maybe that could be a way to go. I personally would say, I find it hard paying the massive premium. I'd probably go two-tone. What do you think? Two-tone, Clive? You're a two-tone man.
Well, the thing is, I've come close. I've never actually pulled the trigger on a Daytona. So, I think two-tone is probably still like the most. I think if you get a two-tone Daytona, you're still going to get raped, but it's going to be just the tip.
I would say personally, I think, you know, Rolex that are good buys.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say some good buys. I would say maybe a black sub-date ceramic. I don't think that's terrible. Bit of a premium. The Milk, I think any of the three-hand no-date steel sports, like Air King, 40 mil, Explorer 1, 39 mil, and the Milgauss and the no dates, any of those would be good buying. They're kind of not as bad as the Daytona is the worst. Look, I would seriously say, I've got a friend of mine, you know, he's got a Batman. He's got a Batman. It's his only watch. He sold off his collection. He was going to buy some art, and he sort of fell through, okay? He was going to go to this artist called Retnar. Have you ever heard of Retnar?
No, I have not.
He's some funky artist. I never heard of the fucking guy, but anyhow, it fell through, and what happened was, all he's got now is a Batman, right? And he's actually happy. Maybe one watch could be a way, because he doesn't have storage costs, because he just wears the one watch. Do you understand? There's no safety deposit box, extra this or extra, it's just one watch. Service costs, just one watch. He's not got a hoard of watches to service.
Yeah. Possibly. I mean, possibly maybe find like some local forums near you and offer a trade or something like that. See if someone, who knows, there might be someone, you might find like your local variant of Hisham Habib who has a Daytona and is tired to sick to death of it.
I got to tell you personally, I think it's a good idea. Some of these independents and limited edition speedies, take your time, sell off, and I would buy. Look, Steel Sports Rolex is good. Ceramic Daytona, it's very expensive. If you can afford it, but I wouldn't do this. I wouldn't give this advice as a investment. I think if you want to invest, I would invest in some of the. I think personally, where I'd be putting money, if you want to invest, I would be going into some of the
surgical masks and rubber gloves.
Surgical masks and rubber gloves. Rooted Rotor, $2. Very good question. So he's talking about the two-tone bluesy, the LB. The LB what's the LB? Is that the black or that's the blue?
I have to make sure.
Well, he's talking about a double one. A double one is actually the ceramic or the non-ceramic. Is it worth the extra $3 to $4 grand? Sorry, it's a bluesy. Is it worth the money? Let me say to you, to be completely honest with you, yes, yes, yes. The reason I say yes, yes, yes is because I reckon the improved bracelet is worth the money. It also has a slightly different look. They've fattened it up. Even though it's still 40 mil, they've made it fatter. Okay? And do I think it's worth it? If I was going to get a bluesy now, I love the pre-ceramic bluesy. I had one. I had the V series. If I was going to get one now,
let me add one proviso to that. Okay, I agree with what you're saying, but with one exception. If it's one of the very early 16613s, those suckers are starting to darken up. The early bluesies are starting to purple up like the purple subs.
And the thing is, too, you want to have one that hasn't been molested too badly. The problem is with some of the earlier subs is a lot of them have had a lot of bracelets stretched. People have worn the fucking things. They weren't safe queens. They wore them, and they've had a lot of wear. But if you can get a nice one that hasn't been over... I've seen some really badly polished examples. The lugs are fucking... Right. They're not sharp or crisp. It's pretty bad. But if you can get a really nice one, treasure it. The thing is, I think as a usable piece, I think if you just want to have one watch to use and love and enjoy, get the ceramic. Is it worth the extra money? I'm afraid so. I am afraid so.
Okay, let me pipe one last thing in. As someone who's dealt with like vintage and modern Rolex, vintage, it's almost like Rolex costume jewelry. It is so light and flimsy compared to the modern stuff.
Louis the 15th, $5. Pepsi versus Batman, both steel Jubilee versions. I got to tell you the truth there. Look, both of those watches are highly sought after, high in demand. I think they're both quite cool watches. Are they worth the money they're selling for? No way in the fucking world. I mean, a Pepsi or a Batman, they're worth more than a decent Calatrava on the grey market. They're worth more than a fucking Calatrava. Absolute lunacy. Absolute lunacy. Personally, if you gave me a pick, I like the Pepsi because I'm just a sucker for attention. I like the Pepsi because it's rarer and more valuable. If someone said, hey, do you want one? I would take the Pepsi, but...
And it has absolutely nothing to do with the fact that you could flip it for more money than the Batgirl.
Exact. But truthfully, both of them are highly desired. You've got to pay a massive premium for them. Is it worth it? I got to be honest with you. No, it's not. No, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Honestly, it is not fucking worth the money. It's not worth it, okay? It's not worth the money, okay? No, it's not. Definitely not.
But do you think it's worth it?
No. I think they're... Here we go. Charles Bronson, $2. When you fired Mimi T on video, was that real? Look, I got to tell you something. That's a very interesting recording. I filmed it because I was trying to give her a warning. But sometimes you put things out in the universe and it happens. Does that make sense? So that's why I've become very superstitious now. Like, I used to go to pawn shops and try and sell my good watches to a pawn shop just to see how little they would offer me. And by doing that experiment, what actually happened was that I discovered that I then, in life, my circumstances, I put it out to the universe and bad shit happened. So I don't do that anymore. I'm super superstitious. I don't want to do that. I don't want to know how little they would pay. With Mimi T, I got to be honest with you, I filmed it, and it ended up becoming reality. And I wish I was still doing things with her. I
have to admit, though, there's something about like the Asian woman with the British accent that tickles me in a way that I can't really explain.
I worked with a woman like that, and I know Mimi T didn't really have a British accent. She had more of an Australian, but you are 100% right. It is very, very, very cute. It's very cute. And look, I tell you honestly, she was as mad as a cut snake. I'm probably not the best person either. I honestly, I'm a bit too results driven. I don't put up with bullshit terribly well. So I'm probably just as guilty as anyone. Yeah, I am just as guilty. Okay? So I gotta be honest, it's kind of sad how it worked out, because she was a good girl underneath. Woody New Yorker, $2. AC Mimi T with Nana orange juice. Yes, that was just luck. I was filming. You don't realize the luck.
Sorry, I'm reading the next one.
I would pay thousands of baht to get Nana Kim back. I would pay thousands to get her back. That video. Here we go. Yankee Doodle, $5. Do you know what goes great with the coronavirus? Lyme disease. What's Lyme disease?
Well, you get it. You get it from this, but yeah, it's like sticking a slice of lime in your Corona beer, or that's actually, that was cute. That's very
cute. I got to tell you, I got a friend of mine who actually bought I don't know if it was platinum or white gold, a Rolex Prince. You know the Prince, old. This is the reissue. The Cellini Prince.
There's a lot of talk about that right now. I mean, a lot of people on and off the tubes of you are really exploring that, or saying,
They're cheap.
Yeah.
I got to be honest with you, Clive. 6, I think. Can you get it cheaper? Is that Boxed and Papers?
Yeah.
They had a special box for that too. It had a special Cellini box. It's not a normal box.
Of course they did, because it's Rolex.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, if you get it, just make sure it has a special Cellini box.
Yeah, and the only bad thing, also 35 millimeters. It's just like it
works. Oh!
Exactly.
Oh, 35. Can you get it cheaper?
It's right on the edge. I don't know. I might be passing on it for something else. We'll see.
Can you get it? Is it a dealer or an individual? Who's selling it? Tell me.
Dealer.
Okay.
It's been on their shelf for a while. It's been on their shelf.
So 6,500, you said.
6.
See, that's nearly 10 Aussie. That's a lot of money still. That's. Can you get it cheaper? Like, could you go 4, or definitely not?
No, they're not gonna. No, they at one point it was like hell. They're trying to sell it for like 78. I'm like, you're out of your fucking mind. Just because some dealers seem to think if it just has Rolex on the dial, it's just worth its weight in platinum.
I would say 5,500 wouldn't be too bad. See, if you say, look, this is the most I can pay. Is 55 cash. Take it or leave it, because it's going to be a hard sell.
Oh yeah, if you want out of it, it's going to hurt. You're going to get somewhere between a haircut and a scalping. But I pity the poor bastard who bought it new.
It depends. I mean, if he enjoyed it and loved it, doesn't really matter. I mean, do you think it makes any difference if someone buys one nice watch in their life if they pick the wrong model?
No, well, if they really liked it, then it's not really picking the wrong model. Mother of pearl dial, though, too.
I love mother of pearl dials.
Yep.
Almost
And,
as good as meteorite.
Yeah, but I think mother of pearl's a little rare. It's not like meteorites just fall from the sky.
I do like this 3 and the 9. It looks very sexy. I like the sub-second at 6.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got a full deployant platinum buckle as well, hasn't it?
It's got a full platinum, not a deployant, but a buckle and tang. That's platinum. It is.
Okay.
It's amazing what a heavy little sucker it is.
The thing is, it's beautiful. I like it. Depends. It depends. I mean, it is a beautiful. How old is it?
Like an O2.
Okay.
And it's a manual wind roll. It's manual wind Rolex movement. Well, then again, it's a Cellini.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's a platinum Rolex. Can you imagine that?
Yeah, I've seen it. I've held it in my hands.
How does it compare to, say, your Aquanaut? Your Aquanaut's 36.
It seems bigger than the Aquanaut, I got to be honest. And besides, if you're also, I haven't had them right next to each other. You know why?
Why?
Because if you're wanting to talk someone down in price on a Rolex, you don't walk in wearing a Patek Philippe.
Okay. Fair call. I reckon, why don't you throw 55 at it and say yes or no?
Possibly. Well, that's something else.
If you get it as a bargain, it never hurts.
Molex.
Here we go. Man Against the Machine. $20. Thank you so much. Arch, I'm 32 and just purchased my first luxury watch last month. A brand new Explorer 1 at the AD. I absolutely love it. My next watch I want is a James Cameron Deep Sea. Cheers. I gotta tell you, I think, look, Man Against the Machine, thank you. I think the Explorer 1 is an absolutely perfect watch for a young man to have.
I think it makes a good choice for a one and done, frankly.
One and done. I got to be honest with you, James Cameron, wouldn't it be nice to just add like a Omega Speedmaster to that? I don't know if I'd be building Rolex. They're overpriced. James Cameron is dear. You've got a beautiful Rolex. Why don't you just get a Omega Speedmaster Man on the fucking moon? And the other watch I'd add after that, because you haven't spent a lot of money, would be a beautiful Tudor Black Bay. Whether it's a Black Bay 58 or a standard Black Bay, I'd be adding a Black Bay. You have a beautiful combo. See, a James Cameron, I don't know whether the dealer would really sell it to you. He may have said, yeah, I'll put you on the list. Yeah, he backslaps you and that there. They say that to everyone. I think realistically, I think just add if you got the Explorer 1, I think that's a beautiful one and done. That was my one and done. Let me tell you, Clive, you know when I first got my Rolex, when I was 18, I got a 1016. I gave my old Omega to my dad. I didn't even think about having a second. Why would you need a second watch? I got a Rolex. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
People didn't collect these things. In fact, you were considered weird. It was like toy train collectors. Oh, you're a hoarder. Oh, it was really frowned upon.
Well, people collected model trains back in the day. Historical figures like Hermann Göring. Oh yeah, I see your point. So to be completely frank with you, I think I
would say you got a beautiful Rolex. Just be happy. I don't think a young man, 32 is not that young, okay? Let's be honest. 32 is a good age. I'd love to be back to 32. Wouldn't you like to be back at 32, Clive?
32. If I was 32 and I knew what I knew now, I'd be truly dangerous.
Yes. 32 is a great age. I reckon stick with the Rolex. I'd be adding a Speedy. I would be adding a Tudor. And I'd possibly add, I reckon there's so many great watches at discount prices. You don't need to build a Rolex collection. Unless you're made of money. If you're made of money, okay, buy what you want. But seriously, I reckon bang per buck, you've got a beautiful Rolex. One and done. Just move on. I honestly, I'm not trying to blow your dream, but Rolex is fucking expensive. And I think it's a bit overpiped. Do you understand what I'm saying, Clive, or not?
Yeah, well, and keep in mind, Rolex has become another commodity.
Dealers offered me $1,600 for my Black Bay Red in-house. Yep, dealers, but did you sell it to them then? I mean, if you're going to be an idiot.
Wait, but okay, but a dealer looks at your luxury watch like your dry cleaner looks at your like a dry cleaner looks at your underwear. They don't want to touch anything unless they're going to get paid handsomely for it.
I mean, seriously, you think I've taken Pateks in and they offer me nothing as well.
That's why a lot of dealers hate Rolex, because they can't rip them off.
I mean, I got to tell you something seriously. Paul Thorpe, Ron the Shrink. Let's get Ronnie on. Hello, Ronnie.
Hello, gentlemen. Thanks for having me on.
How are you going, Ronnie?
I'm great. I did a little watch gazing. I'm getting a friend of mine into the hobby, so we went all over New York to all the different ADs, and a lot of fun.
New York's one of the most expensive places on planet Earth to buy a watch.
Let me ask a quick question. Did any of them know Archie Luxury?
No, but I was tempted to say that I'm on the show once in a while. I'm sure they would know him. I just didn't bring it up. I don't want people from work knowing I come on these streams.
No, okay. Ron, I got to tell you seriously, I'm actually trying to say to young men these days, one Rolex is all you need. Don't buy too many. They're too expensive. It's just, there's not enough supply.
I tried on a 36 millimeter brand new stainless steel Datejust, flat bezel, Jubilee bracelet. I was enchanted with it. It's fucking gorgeous. I would go Datejust route. That's what I would do.
Actually, I love right now. One of my absolute faves is I've got the modern OP36 with the blue Explorer dial.
Yeah.
I think that thing just checks so many boxes for the price.
Wow.
Well, the fucking the Datejust were way cooler than the sports models for decades.
Well, they were. I got to tell you, I got a 1016. You know how I got the 1016? It wasn't because I was clever.
Credit card.
Cheaper.
Of course it was credit card, but I just said to my friend in the jewelry trade, get me the cheapest Rolex you can get. And nobody wanted the 1016 because it still had the plastic glass. I was hoping to get an Air King with a sapphire glass.
Yeah,
can you imagine that?
Yep, that's what my dad had in the 90s.
And you know what? If I had money, when I bought that Explorer 1, you know what I would have bought if I had money? No question. Datejust.
Right.
Datejust with a fluted bezel. And if I had a lot of money, I would have gone two-tone.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what that's what I really wanted. Like, you look at Mark, the dog trainer. That's what he bought. He wanted a two-tone date. He got a date. He didn't get a Datejust. But you know what I mean? That's what he wanted. He didn't want a sub. He didn't want, it's the whole thing is, you got to realize this, is that these fads change. There was a great video on Watchbox that had James Dowling. He was wearing weird socks. By the way, I've met James Dowling. He's a bit of an asshole, okay?
Yeah, I saw that video.
And I got to tell you, James Dowling said, in early 2000s, bubblebacks were very hot, Clive. Bubblebacks.
Oh, yeah. Well, actually, wait. Has the bubbleback bubble burst yet?
I think it's long gone and busted, I don't know if it's burst. Really good examples are still nice, but they're not hotly in demand. Does that make sense?
Right. Yes.
Daytona has gone crazy. The Paul Newmans. Oh my God.
And you're talking about the story by James Dowling. He said, he went there and he was bidding on at a top shelf watch auction, and he was trying to angle for some bubblebacks. And he said he was annoyed because everyone had these old manual line Daytonas that were cluttering up the place. He said, if I had kept the bubblebacks that I had now, I spent 17. If I was lucky, I'd get 13 or 14 for them now.
Yes.
And if I would have put that money in the manual line Daytonas, I'd be like $750,000.
You never know this, but you understand it's so hard to predict the future. And I mean, the other thing that shits me off is everyone talks about watches are the new Bitcoin. They talk about Rolex. They don't talk about Panerai or IWC.
Right.
I can remember in the early noughties, 2002, when that Cellini Prince was brand new, Clive. I remember sophisticated watch collectors, you would have a PAM, you'd have one Rolex, a PAM, and an IWC to show that you were sophisticated.
Yeah, I got into the hobby way later, obviously. I cannot imagine a world where Panerai is cooler than Rolex. That boggles my mind.
I remember on a certain Rolex forum, this guy had an A serial number Sea Dweller, 40 mil Sea Dweller, right?
Right.
He traded that and money for a brand new submersible like I had, the submersible 20. He had to put money in as well. Can you believe that?
What an asshole.
But everyone on the forum was saying, yeah, I understand, good idea, yeah, nice PAM for a Sea Dweller. Can you believe that?
But in the long run, once you say the advice of, buy what you love but do your homework first, is probably the best advice you can have.
Yeah. I look, it's a very tricky thing. I honestly don't know where. I think the hobby's going to mature. I tell you honestly, a friend of mine said, sell watches now. Get out. This coronavirus is going to change the world. But I got to be honest with you. I think watches may become the new super currency. Do you really want US dollars or euros or British pounds? Wouldn't you want something to buy your way out of Huan? By the way, I got a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend, and apparently you can pay bribes to get out of Huan.
Well, someone was asking me that. Do you think the coronavirus is going to affect watch sales and watch distribution? And
I saw you had a video on that. You did a video.
Yeah, and I said, well, number one, it's a lot of people. It's still a huge population. It's still a huge economy with a large amount of millionaires. And the people that are there, I don't see them stopping by Rolex. As a matter of fact, I said I see the millionaire buying a Rolex to give Comrade Joe or whatever, the local party official, a Rolex as a bribe to get the fuck out of town.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I think it's a ultimate store of currency. I don't know. Would they take the Cellini in platinum? They must.
If it was bigger, certainly, yeah. But yeah, of course, platinum.
Hey, Ron.
Yes.
You like weird shit, right?
I do.
He's on the channel, isn't he?
What do you think of this Cellini Clive's considering? I fucking like it.
Oh,
I think it's so cool. Now, I wonder if you could get a service dial. If you could get a non-mother of pearl service dial, that would be the fucking shit.
Why?
And you put the dial away. You put the mother of pearl away. I'm not a mother of pearl guy. I think you have to be older to pull it off. I don't think someone in their 30s could. I think you'd look like a dick with it. But Clive
Clive's
could pull
in
it off.
his 50s.
Right,
Clive-
I think Clive could pull it off.
It's got a lot going for it, Clive. I got to be honest with you.
Well, it really does. But you can be a
Speaking of dogs and undesirables, Mark, what do you think of the rancher's choice? Let dogs be dogs. What do you think of the ranchers looking at this Cellini? And I'm starting to. It reminds me of a Calatrava 5196. I love the 3 and the 9.
God help
What do
me.
you think?
Well, the first thing we have to ask is it a Fellini or is it a Cellini? Like, what exactly is it?
It is a Cellini. It's a Cellini. It's a Cellini 2002. It's platinum, manual wind, no date. It's just got sub-seconds at 6.
A
it's
platinum
absolutely
terminal.
platinum with a tang buckle. Has it got a display back? I think they got a display
No,
back.
it is
No.
solid platinum.
How much, Clydesy?
Okay.
How much is it?
I could get that one for $6,000.
Oh my
Jesus
God.
Christ! Wow,
That's crazy. Yes, do
Wow.
it. That's $10,000.
What the hell is that shirt? What the hell is your shirt? It's glittering.
I think I'm on I'm wearing invisible ink. Hold on, let me adjust my
I love it.
setting.
No. I love it. Keep
You
it
like
on.
it?
That's
Keep it. I love it.
I'm glowing.
I got it. Clivers, does it fit? Does it fit? Does it fit on that strap? The straps are very expensive, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Oh, by the way, I did talk to Aaron at Combat Straps.
Yes.
He just had his first kid, and he's running a little bit behind.
He's had his first kid. Congratulations.
His first
and
kid or his first kidney?
kid.
Ah.
No, that's okay. There's no rush.
Albino.
Just tell him, hey, it's all cool. I'm just making sure. I'm looking forward to it, okay? I am really looking forward to a combat strap from him. Tell him slow down.
Well, I told him that you're like 5 seconds away from making an I Hate Combat Straps video.
No, I'd
Yeah,
never do that.
and procreation is no reason to not do his combat strap for you as
Well,
quick as you do your paid videos.
Charles
Right.
Bronson, $2. Mark, you are my shining star.
Well, Charles Bronson, go out and kill somebody in my name, carve my initials, the dog trainer, on their forehead. Thank you,
The
sir.
black dog has returned. I made a video yesterday. I went and bought. Listen to this, Clive. I'll tell you about the diet. I was feeling depressed. I went and visited my son, and he just depresses the fuck out of me.
Clean the bathroom.
The thing with the ex-wife, it's not the Japanese wife. I'm trying to get her back on board, and we're negotiating once a day. We're trying to get it. But she's trying to get it once a week, and I'm saying I want 2 to 3, and we're just in the middle of stalling, okay? And then I've got my dad. My dad's always an asshole. And then I've also got my friend, the piano player. I had a massive fight with him. We're no longer
Wait,
friends.
you're talking Greg Kinda?
Well,
I
we-
don't want to
we-
mention names.
We
but
don't say his name because the police were involved, or at least
I'm
threats.
sorry, I said Greg Kinda. My
Threat-
apologies.
Threats of
Yeah.
law.
And then I had another friend, Lancey. I tossed him out of the Facebook forum. I don't know if you know that. I had a
Have you ever
disagreement.
had, Archie, have you ever had an order of protection taken out against you?
No.
Well, that's good.
No. I've threatened. People have threatened that. but I've
Recently,
never-
I read that.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Look, I got to tell you seriously, man. I was feeling depressed, and guess what, Clive? I went and bought myself a bag of licorice and ate the whole fucking bag of raspberry licorice.
Oh,
Ras-
They have
Yeah.
raspberry licorice?
Yes.
There's
I
only
ate it.
one. Listen, there's only one
Why didn't you
thing.
tell me that?
Only
I
one
love
thing.
raspberry.
there goes Clyde. Only one thing is going to cure this depression, and you know that, don't you? Don't you?
that?
Don't we all? Don't we know
What's that?
there's only one thing that cures
that?
a proper Archie luxury AC3 Black Dog of depression, and that is a new Rolex
New roll. Actually, I can't even afford that.
Yes,
I've got
but
money
for your
problems.
50th. For your 50th birthday.
Just
you're
No,
gonna-
that's why I'm trying to go back to the ex-wife.
Yeah.
She's got the money. I'm trying to
think-
sweeten her up.
You're missing a
No,
Rolex.
no. Archie's problem is he hasn't traveled in a while. He needs to maybe take a nice flight over to Honkers,
Hong Kong.
and then maybe take a cruise.
Guys, if you
And why not treat yourself to a big bowl of bat soup while you're there?
oh, delicious.
No, 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 no,
Ah,
no, 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 soup.
Guys, if you send $35 to ArchieLuxury72@gmail.com, you too can get in the Archie Luxury WhatsApp group. And when you do that, you will actually be informed every time the Pontiff has service.
Yes.
Archie, you actually posted a calendar showing every service opportunity you've received in about the last 6 weeks. So, guys.
Yeah. Look, it's. I try and add stuff there every day. I try and push the envelope to more weird stuff.
I'm there. How about you, Clyde? Are you there, Clyde?
Well, actually, if you super chat Archie Luxury $100 right now, he will eat his own feces.
No, he will.
I gotta tell you, seriously, guys, it's been really bad. The Google has been terrible.
Yes.
Google's are down 30% from last month. Paid reviews, they've almost come to a grinding stop. They've almost come to a grinding stop.
You might think about doing them a little more rapidly. That might help keep them coming. Someone's asking what this is. It's a Seiko monster.
Seiko monster. It's a monster. I got to tell you, Clivers, would you seriously consider buying the Cellini? Come on, we want you to get it. Just pull the trigger.
A $6,000 platinum. That's pretty damn nice.
Yeah.
I don't think it's. I think I said, can you do 57.50?
What was MSRP on that? What was MSRP on that, Clydesy? Had to be crazy.
I think it was like $16,000.
Oh my, 16.
Yeah, 16.
Yeah, no,
000.
That's a terrific price, I think.
Is he negotiable? The fact that you're even talking about it, he must be over the moon.
Probably.
Could you swap some of your garbage for it? Like, what could you get out of? Could you do a swap?
Oh, I'm sure he'll take my 321 in trade.
Well, then how owe you change?
Yeah, no, but what stuff do you want to get rid of?
I don't know. I was thinking my Aquanaut.
No, Clive, don't be stupid.
Come on. You've totally made Patek Philippe totally uncool now.
Yeah, but you don't have a Calatrava. You have an Aquanaut. You at least have a sports watch.
I don't know. It's a sports watch on rubber. It's on rubber.
No. You're forgetting the most important part. You know what my Aquanaut has?
What's that?
Patina. It's Patek Patina.
Yeah, but 36 millimeters of patina, so.
Well, look, when you get the magnifying glass out, you can clearly see that patina.
Is that right?
Oh,
some Windex will get that right off of there, and some Lysol will kill the virus. So, not to worry. That watch could actually get somebody pregnant if you're not careful. Speaking of which, Archie, cloning is becoming a thing. Would you consider selling DNA? Rolex.
I would consider selling anything. There we go.
Rolex.
Yankee Doodle, $2. Rolex Cellini. What does your watch say about you? It says you're not a watch person because nobody in their right mind would buy a Cellini.
It's a platinum Rolex for $6,000.
I mean, a modern. It's. I think it's so funky. I love funky shit. That stuff that is just.
How about the
hated.
Prince, the Cellini Prince? That thing's cool.
I got a friend of mine's got one of those.
Very cool watch.
Yeah, it is very cool. Again, it's not loved at all. It's not loved
but
in the least.
So
I'm hearing a lot of people talk about it online.
If you're going to do something, you better do it quickly because you've probably given away the dealer who's got it. And
he doesn't advertise online. It's R&R Jewelry in Oklahoma City.
Richard Seuss brings up a good point, which is that the real problem with it is the name Cellini. You wouldn't even buy a car, if it had the Cellini. We need to just start calling it something else.
That modern moon phase, though, is fucking gorgeous. I think that's such an underrated watch.
No, well, it's the only Cellini that people give a damn about.
It's beautiful.
It's the only Cellini that they would probably sell, that would probably leave the shelf.
How is
Go ahead. Sorry.
Go on.
I was going to say, a watch I tried on for the second time, it's one of the most interesting watches I've ever had on my wrist, and you're not going to like this. The Bulgari Octo Finissimo. Fantastic. Such a cool watch.
Bulgari just pulled out of Bezel World.
Yeah, I saw that. It's stupid. I don't know why the fuck they did that. What an interesting movement, though. I love the case design. That is a cool fucking watch. That is forward-thinking design.
Well,
I would love to get one of those.
I
that's
never
what,
really considered Bulgari, you know, besides the ladies' snake watch, there's nothing that I really like for men.
I thought the B was silent. Bulgari.
I thought it was a V. Vulgari.
Bulgar. I just literally just said that, Mother, just now. Just
Yes, but I said it better.
okay. Fair enough.
Look at Clyde defending himself. I just said that. I know, Clyde. That was the point. It was a joke.
I must admit, Elvis had the King Midas. You've seen the King Midas, Clive, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
What do you think of them?
I think everything it touches turns to shite. It is so dated. It is so funky. Elvis can wear it.
I think Elvis has the Midas touch in reverse. That's what
Yeah.
you're trying to say, Clyde.
Exactly.
So, Clivers, what's going to happen? How long before you pull the trigger on this one?
Well, there's one other thing I'm looking at, which I'm not at liberty to disclose now.
Liberty.
Have you had contact with Uberoki? Is he alive still? Tell
I
me.
have no idea. Literally no idea. I guess I could
Do you
have.
care? Do you care?
I'd like to hear. I'd like to know if he's alive or not. And he's, hopefully not shitting on himself.
Is it that bad? Like, could you chase it up or?
Well, I don't think he's. I don't. If he had 3 brain cells left, he's not going to sell me a Rolex below MSRP. That will be the last part of Alzheimer's to be affected.
Yeah.
Archie, should I put a hidden reference to you in my next book?
Yes, thank you.
Should I bury a reference to you and this show?
An Easter egg. An Easter egg.
Should I put an
it's
Easter
called.
egg? I didn't know.
Yes,
yeah.
yes, I would love that, man.
I should do an Easter egg.
You're
Okay.
becoming quite an acclaimed author there.
You can use the phrase "frank and honest" 37 times.
Well, actually, I think you should put in multiple references to Archie in the book.
Rankin.
Yeah.
Well,
that'd
there may be an
pretty cool.
opportunity. There may be an opportunity to talk about a dog who shits on the floor. And
Oh yes, yeah, I can actually supply pictures if you would like. Yes, yes.
Would it be an overweight, lazy Australian Shepherd?
no, I think it'd be more like a basset hound, don't you?
Yeah, that story was true. That was a disgusting. That was a yes.
Rolex.
Mr. C, $2 is buying Rolex on rubber with no original band pad.
Duh.
Yes.
Depends on the price. Depends on the price.
Watch only. Watch only. Watch head only.
Look, I reckon you've got to have rocks in your head because there's nothing that cheap. I wouldn't do it because the bracelet is so fucking hard to match up and.
Rolex.
Yankee Doodle. I tried on a 50 Fathoms. Is there something off with the design, shape, size? Nah.
Big. It's just big
Yeah,
and round. It's very big and round.
I'd prefer a sub any day.
Is it very long?
Week.
It's big and round.
Did you have one, Mark?
No, I tried one on in Honkers when I was passing through on my way to Pattaya.
When are you next going to Honkers? They have
Well,
some
now
very
I'm-
cheap.
I'm not going to Honkers anytime soon. My in-laws, the Mahatonim, as we say in Jewish. My son has married a Chinese girl,
Yes.
lovely, beautiful, beautiful girl, and her parents live in Guangdong, right across very close to Wuhan. So they're all on lockdown over there. It's all very scary.
Oh, is that right? It's lockdown? Have they
So-
asked?
Yes. No one.
Jesus.
They leave the house to get groceries, and that's about it.
And what do they do as far as work goes? They have
There's
jobs?
everyone is staying home, working from home, working remotely if they can do so, or not working right now. It's a lot of people.
Wow.
A lot of
So-
people staying home.
So you basically have an entire city of Archie luxuries. Damn.
It's like more than a city. It's like the whole giant surrounding provincial area. It's covering a couple provinces. That I don't claim to be an expert, but all I know is these. My son's in-laws, lovely people, who came in for the wedding last year, and now they barely leave their house. I hope it passes soon.
Yeah, that's what happens when the military invents these things. You
Mm.
know, they
In
shouldn't
order to-
fuck
in-
with.
In order to patent the cure.
Now,
Yes.
Now, actually, Archie, speaking about military experiments, wasn't your
Yes.
grandfather captured by the Nazis and used for like,
Experimentation purposes.
yeah, like demonic, I think weren't they
Corrupting-
something like a demonic. What I'm trying to say is, I think you're Hellboy.
Well, what you're trying to say is that Archie's got a crooked chromosome, which would make his DNA actually more valuable. If you'd like to clone the Pontiff, all you need to do is buy one of his old socks.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's buy one get one chromosome free with Archie Luxury.
Here we go. Watch Dilemma. Omega 3570.50 and Rolex 16014. So that's a Datejust plastic quick set. Or one black Rolex Milgauss. I can't decide, one or two. I'll tell you honestly.
What Omega is that?
I think that's a Speedy.
Yeah.
I got to tell you the truth. Go for the Milgauss. The reason I say that is because the Milgauss is modern sapphire, new bracelet. Let's face it, that Datejust is 36 mil. It's getting a bit old. It's probably over polished. And the Speedy, get the fucking one and done Rolex black Milgauss. Just get the Milgauss. I think you'll enjoy it a lot more. Woody New Yorker, $2 AC. Why are you vigorously shaking your right hand? Oh, I'm itchy. I got carpet beetles. By the way, in Australia, it's been raining with the bushfires. They're well and truly over, I think. Raining. I was cleaning out a drain, and this horrible cane toad floated up to the top. He drowned in the pipes.
Did you squeeze
And,
them?
oh, he's disgusting. And
You can eat them.
I used a shovel to get him. I put him in the bin. The bin started stinking.
You can eat
And
them.
you know what? Because he was in the water for so long, he was turning white.
Ugh.
If you'd like if you'd like a recipe on how to prepare cane toad,
Cane
it
toad.
is edible. Honestly, it is edible, and you can eat it. There's an Australian kid named Nick Fry who has a really good channel of catch and cook with all kinds of crazy Australian wildlife. And he look up Nick Fry's channel on how to cook and kill and eat cane toad.
Yeah,
Yes.
because as we learned from Ruhan, killing and eating wild animals is a really great fucking idea.
Well, you get mad cow disease if you eat cows, Clydesy. You get bird flu if you eat a chicken. I don't know. There probably is no taco disease, though. I think we're safe there. And if there is one, we'll build a wall.
Exactly.
The taco disease is herpes.
I gotta tell you,
Ew.
there was a very nasty case, by the way, Ron. You might want to Google this. In Australia, what's happened is there was a patient of a psychiatrist
Mm-hmm.
who made a vlog saying he wasn't happy how he was treated, and the government actually paid for a law firm to sue this guy. It's just come out. It's a bit of a scandal in Brisbane. Just Google Metro North, and it'll come up, because what's happened is it turns out the government has fucking provided legal assistance to sue patient.
Well, you must have
For
fucked up in
defamation.
some way.
Well, this is the whole thing. It's turning into Queensland House, Metro North, accused of silencing critics. Yes, indeed there.
Oh, they're suing the patient.
Yes.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
Yes, because
Yeah,
the
that's a little
patient...
weird.
Now,
patient
how much would you accept from the CCC to Archie?
Well, actually, the funny thing is they've reported the matter to the CCC to investigate the matter. So the
Do
CCC...
those guys do they wear like hoods?
And look,
Sheets?
the funny thing is, it's
like
just nasty. It's nasty. Absolutely. It's really quite nasty what's happened here. They employed
much-
a top...
How much in common does the CCC have with the CCCP?
That's the disbanded Soviet Union.
I'll actually just put a link at the side there. I'll put a link in there. You guys can see some of these stories they run. Very interesting story. You might want to look into it, because you're in mental health and you want to see acts of nasty. And you remember this: Big Brother is your friend. Remember what happened to that doctor in China who announced the coronavirus, the government said, this is fake news, fake news. Well, actually, it wasn't fake news. It is a deadlier virus.
And he's dead.
And he is dead. Yes, he died. Well, the military came around and made sure of that, I think. You know?
It's probably good that Jen's not on the channel anymore. Because if there's one thing we learned, it's not good for Asians to spend time around unhygienic animals.
Thomas Burnett,
good.
5 pounds. Archie, is the Society of Thin Dress Watchers still in existence? Is this something we can subscribe to? I think there is a chance to... I got to tell you, I don't know whether it should be Thin Dress Watchers. I think it should be... I gotta revamp it.
That was fucking funny, Clive. God damn.
Yes, Clive is a real comedian. He's
yeah,
a
he
comedian.
is.
Is he starting to get under your skin, Archie? Because I remember the last time he needled you for a few weeks in a row. We had a giant blowout, and I got to make a wonderful video.
I'm just glad he's here.
All right,
I'm
that's
just
good.
glad
You're not gonna
he's
kick.
here.
You're not gonna kick him off.
I'm just
I'm
glad
here.
he's here. Okay.
Wait, okay. Never mind.
Archie has thick skin, man. I got to give it to you, Archie. You put up with a lot of shit, and you do have thick
Yes.
skin. It's commendable.
Anything for a buck
Right.
or a brass razoo.
Do you have to give it to him, or do you just want to give it to him?
A little bit of both.
Okay, fair enough. Okay.
I gotta be honest with you there. Seriously, I think the honest truth is there, guys. You have to be very careful with how it goes. Okay.
You know, Archie, maybe you need some stress relief. Maybe you need to go down to a nice local massage parlor.
Yes, I understand exactly what you're saying there. It's pretty damn convenient there. Convenient. Charles Bronson, $2. Do any of you guys use cannabis? Be honest, Mark. I've never used cannabis. Never, ever used it.
You never inhaled?
It pains me to say this, but I'm in the same league as Archie. I've never tried it as well.
Oh my God, you guys are a mess. Well, I have tried it, and in fact, I wish I could, because in the 70s and 80s, it was kind of nice. But the stuff they have today, it's powerful. It makes me crazy and paranoid and weird. And so I would say it's probably been a solid 15 years. It's been a long time.
Yeah, it's a totally different drug now. From the 60s till now, the concentration of THC has literally gone up 17 times.
This stuff will fuck you up now.
Yeah, it is a different drug now. I don't touch it.
Yeah. You know what? I like a cocktail now and again. That's about it. That's as wild and crazy as I get.
Right.
Rolex.
Rolex. Okay, here we go.
Have fun.
AC3, everyone on the stream should stream which one would convince officials to let you out of a corona-infested China the best.
Yeah, who do you want?
I
Me?
give you my paddock, 5196. Please let me out.
No. What he's asking is me, Clyde, or Ron. If the three of us had to argue on your behalf, who would you choose?
Ooh, very interesting.
I mean, you gotta pick either Clyde, definitely not me, okay? You pick Clyde because he's an attorney and he can argue legal points, or
Yes.
Chinese law, and then or maybe Ron, he could fucking hypnotize them and shit.
Ron could say I'm mentally unwell. I gotta be out of here.
Well, any of us could say that.
On the other hand, Mark is a great advocate for animals.
There we go. Ron, lumping right in. Physician, I thought you pledged to do no harm.
Not here.
Yes. Hugh Janus got hand relief at parlor with lady with lumpy undies. Ooh. Lumpy undies, that can turn you on a bit, can't it?
Is that like mashed potatoes?
By the way, did you see my photo in the Facebook, in the WhatsApp group? What did you think? To shave or not shave?
Oh, that was just a little bit of armpit hair.
What did you think? Don't give too much away. There could be people who want to see that photo. What did you think, Clive?
Look, okay, Garbage Fire was Greek. The Drama Mama was Italian. Uberbit was Jewish. That ain't hair, dude.
Ha 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 ha! Okay, thank you. Thank
It
you.
was like a little wisp. That stuff that barely
Yeah.
needed hair gel.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, okay, thank you. That did. Okay,
Rolex.
thank you.
Rolex.
Thank you.
Rolex.
Rolex.
Here we go. George Gregaria, $5. Does it? I'm supposed to make George. I'm supposed to make him a wrench. Does it annoy anyone else that the 38mm El Primero doesn't have a second markings like the original?
El
What's
Primero?
the point of it as a high beat chrono? El Primero!
El Primimo.
Primero!
Well, you see, George, you have to keep in mind, Zenith approached the dial like Archie did. They said, well, I could put split-second markings in, but that would be extra work, and fuck it.
Did Oxley State High have a song, like a fight song, like for its sports team? Because
We had Scotland the Brave. Da 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 da.
Oxley State High, we don't know how to spell. Clap your hands.
Red tornado,
Stamp your feet.
red tornadoes,
Clap your
fall
hands.
for
Stamp your feet.
pain.
Oxley State High can't be beat.
The wheels on the short bus go round and round.
Somebody is reminding me that it's past dinner time.
It's past dinner time.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay, no, Mark. Now, Archie has pointed out earlier that the black dog of depression has
Yeah.
come back.
I could train that dog. Good point.
That was what they asked. Now,
Yeah.
what would be a good way for Archie? What would be a good
Peanut butter.
for Archie to use to train the black dog?
Peanut butter.
Peanut butter.
Peanut butter. Thank you.
Is there a good book that Archie could use to train the black dog of
Why,
depression?
Clyde, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Let dogs be dogs. Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Guys, I gotta say, this was actually a good show. You've cheered
For
me
once?
up. I've got to actually go and take my son to a job center appointment. I gotta take it. This depresses me. So I've got to go and see him. But guys, I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you.
Show him how easy it is to get a job and get one yourself while you're down there.
Here we go. Hugh Janus, $2. Peanut butter calls smegma.
Well, actually, peanut butter probably resembles smegma, although being Jewish, I wouldn't really, I wouldn't know.
Right, yeah.
Is that smooth or chunky, Hugh Janus? Smooth or chunky? I'm afraid to ask.
Ugh.
Actually, and also, you could take a video of it and release it for your Patreon viewers.
Well, Clyde, you're in Oklahoma. You ought to know all about smegma.
And we got Boris joining us.
Hey, Boris, how you doing, man?
Hey, quit talking and making fun of my voice.
What's up, pendejo? How you doing, cabrón?
I think it could be Doc. It could be Doc. You notice who's here? It could
It's not
be
me.
Doc. It can't be someone who's already on the show. Hey, Clive.
Yes.
I'm just checking it's not you. See this Boris. It can't be one of these characters here. It could be Doc, I think.
It's Bo Reese, by the way. If it was Doc, it would be Bo Reese.
I don't know what you mean by that, but I think I'm
You
insulted.
sound a lot like a
boy.
chiropractor I know. You sound exactly like a...
Whoa.
Cheesy
Let me-
chiropractor from
no.
Sam's Club.
Let me have a shot. So, Boris, what do you think about the Apollo missions from NASA?
It was bullshit, man.
I think you need to stuff it in the orifice. That's what I think.
Hey, Doc, how you doing, buddy? I mean, Bo Reese.
Yes. I'm
That's your
gonna have
rapper.
to wind this show up because I gotta go and take care of some kids. Guys, thank you
You're
so
trying
much.
to get
We'll
it
see
all
you-
wind up already.
Yes, thank you, guys. Thank you. We'll be back on the weekend. And hey, thank you, guys.
Oh, wait. Can we do one last thing before we stop?
Sure.
Oh, ho, ho.
Hugh Janus, $2. Boris sounds like the giver at Glory Hole. Okie dokie. See you later, guys.
That's me.
I hope that's a good thing.
Oh, no, not so good.